Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu, Seth Geis, and from the Village of Scar Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I just realized looking at my score where I am on this, and I'm just gonna have a whole fucking paragraph about why I'm a hater on something.
I wish no, I don't wish. This would be appropriate weather to be wearing my Sasquatch toque, which is actually super comfortable and super warm. But honestly, I'm happy to be here in a t-shirt, comfortable,
Yes,
relaxed, hanging out with you guys.
that's right. All right,
Your
so today
Sasquatch, what? What is
My
this?
toque, yeah, it's the
it's a beanie
well,
in
it's
Canadian.
yeah, it's not a beanie, and I'll tell you why. Because we get to name cold weather gear because we are the cold weather nation, and we call it a toque. And it's a beanie, but it's a toque.
See,
Wait a
that's the
minute. Okay,
definition
wait a
of
minute.
it.
So
The
you
definition
just
of a toque is
admitted,
it's a
you
beanie.
just admitted that
Well,
you get to.
I have to
First of all,
translate to freedom, right? Because you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I throw out science terms, and like
but
toque, and
it's
you're
your
like,
weather. You just said it was yours.
well, I gotta translate though,
How do you
otherwise you're
spell?
not gonna know what I'm talking
How
about.
do you spell toque?
Toque.
Like torque without the R, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
There you go.
And it's even more Canadian because
Why
it's a
it's so
French
weird
word
when you
that
Google
the English have been
Sasquatch,
using.
you can Google Sasquatch beanie and
And it comes up
Sasquatch
with
toque, and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's just so fucking nuts.
I'm telling you, man.
I do
He's
like
it's
It
toque.
got
says
broad
what?
appeal.
I do like toque more.
Oh,
Uh,
toque.
Toque.
Oh, I thought you
And,
said
and
something
and not,
else.
and not to go too far off the rails because we're already off the rails. But what I really like about it, first of all, it's extremely warm, but it's lined, and so many toques are not lined, and the material like is really really itchy. So like when
Yeah.
you're sweating or whatever, like it is the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And this has like I don't know what it is. It's not felt, but it's a lined inside, and it is so comfortable and so warm. Anyway, I love it.
You probably
Honestly,
have a
it's
lot of toques though, man.
dude, I have a lot of toques, so
Yeah.
that tells you like
Yeah, I mean I
how
have toques
what the
and I
tier of
live
toques it is. I
Do we
would
yeah.
call that?
reach for that.
Do we call that beanies in
Yeah, they're
America? Is that
Yeah,
beanies.
you
They're
call them
okay?
beanies.
beanies.
Gotcha.
And then
Gotcha.
Californians wear them, but in an unironic way. And I'm like, it's 72 degrees outside, you crazy son of a like, what is wrong with you? Yeah.
Do you know when you said your Sasquatch toque, it made me think of, have you ever seen like the beanie that the ZZ Top guy now wears?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
which it's not a toque. I think he has something else, but that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Aaron, look up the
Like a stoner cap or whatever.
ZZ Top beanie, but he got it from some African thing, but it looks like a fucking Sasquatch thing.
Yeah.
So that's what
Oh,
I
Anyways,
I
think
see.
of.
I see.
I th
Yeah, yeah. I know
that's
what
what
you're
I think
talking
of.
about.
Yeah, that's what I think of John when I say
yeah.
whenever I see him, I'm gonna be like, "Hello, baby."
All
All right,
right.
all
All
right.
right. So
Anyways,
let's get
So what are
into
we
the
talking
cigar
about?
review here. I mean, we're only like 15 minutes into this thing. So we're talking about the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Me Querida Black SakaKhan. Cigar is a double Corona, 7.25 by 54.
Ooh.
Comes out of the Noxa factory in Nicaragua.
NASCAR.
Uh, yeah, NASCAR. Wrapper is connected broadleaf number one dark. Binder is Mexican San Andres Negro, and the filler is from Nicaragua, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic. It is blended by Steve Saka. Price point is $15.95, and the cigar was released in August of 2022. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
Um, so I see, such a big cigar like this, and I'm mainly interested in answering one question is for this really long smoking time, is it gonna taste good, or am I gonna be in for like 2, 3 hours and just have this mundane bullshit? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, I actually thought it was, it wasn't like one of those like super transitional, complex cigars, but it did its job. I think this is proper, good Connecticut broadleaf. It was chewy, earthy, dank. And I was really happy to smoke the whatever 2.5 or 3 hour ish that I had with it. Very surprising because, uh, oftentimes you'll hear us grab about how non-Cuban cigars that are of this large format, like it doesn't really do a good job of capturing in your attention. But I felt like this one overall did. So, um, thank you, Steve.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
This fucker just took all of our talking points and
Yeah, I
reversed
just took
it.
them all away.
And just wanted
Right
to
at the
sound like
kneecap.
he
The
actually,
opposite.
dude. You just,
Son of a
you,
bitch.
this is what you get for going first, you motherfucker. It's just, oh, I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah. Numbers 5 cigar of the year.
Listen, I thought it was a little mundane. I thought it was a big cigar. I thought it just kind of mineral, earth, some faint spices, touches of wood and tobacco, damp wood, red pepper, medium in strength of body. It was a beast. Like it's a big cigar. I think if you really like the flavor profile, then you'll really dig it. Like Jiunn, you just had a kid and you're like, hey, I'm positive. I just somehow I have all this time. I don't have to be
By
a
the way, it was
responsible
cold as
dad.
fuck when I smoked this cigar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Living in California, it's really cold. So
Well,
you talk to
Tell
John
me
where it's
again about
negative
cold?
30. John, where was it cold where you're wearing
Whatever.
your toque?
Minus 33. Yeah.
Yeah, June, you're wearing your
Oh,
fucking
jeez.
little
It was.
beanies in
I
San
had a.
Francisco.
Yeah. I had to put
Yeah.
socks on.
Ooh, it's kind of chilly today. It's
Ooh.
55 degrees. Ooh.
So yeah, that's kind of. I mean, it's decent burn and draw. It was just it was a big. It's a big double Corona. John.
So I just want to get out of the way. I typically do a lot of reviews on Sunday now because Sunday is a good day to do them. And I specifically waited until my team crapped the bed to make sure that the Jets, by the way, because I didn't want it to foul the experience. And I know that Steve's a Patriots fan, so like I didn't want that to interfere with the experience. Now I did think I'm kind of between Jiunn and Seth on this because I thought the first third was really interesting. It was a lot more restrained than I would have figured for a Connecticut broadleaf from Steve because Steve tends to blend some pretty intense cigars, and this was remarkably subdued for that first third. So like I would really call it like light plus, medium minus overall. There's honey sweetness, sweet tobacco, spicy wood, like really approachable. And then I think the struggle with a cigar this long is that it's really tough to keep that level of flavor engagement going on for the entire experience. So, like still had some sweet, spicy wood, sweet tobacco, some spicy accents, but like it didn't really engage me per se for the second, third, and last third. So it was pleasant, but like I wasn't wowed, I wasn't thrilled, and that's kind of what I was looking for. Burn was perfect, of course. I mean, what Adenox is, and draw had like a little bit of resistance to it, which frankly, on a bigger cigar like this, I'd prefer. But we don't rate against a size standard. It's just whatever. So had to dock it slightly for the draw, but overall kind of a above average experience. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with oak, dark earth, and light amounts of black pepper and cocoa powder. Got a light chalkiness that joined in fairly quickly. And then the second third saw the oak gain a toast note and the cocoa departed. And then the final third saw the toast level of the oak become pretty heavy. I thought the cigar had a nice start. Good combination of flavors, but as that cocoa departed and the chalkiness increased, it kind of dropped a level and just kind of maintained that the rest of the way. The cigar provides a lot of smoking time. So there's a bit of value there. But I didn't think it was exciting enough to kind of really keep my attention for that whole time. So I don't see this is something I'd want to revisit very often. It's got a price point and it's just very big. And if past that first third, it just wasn't something that I just wanted to keep drawing on. So just nothing bad. It's too big. It's too big and not exciting enough. So let's get into the scores. Start at the top with Jiunn at 6.82. John gave it a 5.95. I gave it a 5.7. Seth gave it a 5.25. So Jiunn, how'd that 6.82 matchup for you?
I thought it was too big and exciting at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Can't say that I feel that same way there, Jiunn.
Yeah.
What?
Well, if I had a dollar
You know.
for every time I heard that.
Not in the same way you feel about this one.
That's all I had to say.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
that's it.
I John, 5.95.
Yeah, I mean that matches up well. Flavor wise, it's like a 5.65, so above average. And then it's the construction that takes it up that 5.95. So that matches up pretty well.
My 5.7 matches up well. Above average flavor profile. Pretty good construction, but my draw was a bit snug. Didn't seem to cause any issues, but I could definitely tell it was there the whole time. So that was a bit of a bummer. All right, Seth, 5.25.
Yeah, listen, it's just I thought the cigar could have been stronger. John, do you think this?
I mean, so
He always says I think his cigars are too strong. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the cigar was too soft. I think that if he added some strength to it, it would have helped
Yo,
with the overall experience for it being a big stick.
I agree with you, but there's an asterisk because the asterisk is like I know from we've done 1,000 reviews now.
It's a fine line.
1,000 reviews
the
is a fine
asterisk is
line.
a mug, basically, is what it is.
No,
The
no, the
asterisk
asterisk is like if you had a 3-hour intense smoking experience, half the guys would be throwing up halfway through the experience.
That's true.
So
It's
I
true.
like-
like that LFD go at the diggers.
right, like a digger,
Yeah.
like it becomes a
Love it.
challenge. I also want because Steve makes just these really good intense flavor bombs, and I that's kind of what I wanted, but it's really hard to do on a cigar this big. So, you can't please everyone. I think lots of people are going to buy this just based on the format, frankly. I think there's a lot of people who are going to be like, yeah, this is the cigar for me. I mean, listen, I'm not 6'5", 280 pounds. So this cigar looks ridiculous when I smoke it. Like I'm smoking a short Churchill, and that's about right. But, based on the size, I honestly think, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, this flavor profile is what I want. The smoking time is what I want. I'll smoke it in 50 minutes or whatever. And yeah, I think it'll do really well. I mean, yeah.
God, I bet some guys would smoke these cigars pretty quick too.
Oh yeah, no question.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Oh, yeah.
it. You gotta love it.
All right, final thoughts.
The price
wonder-
isn't bad for what it is, to be honest with you. I think in
No, not
today's
at all.
market, I
For a
think in
3-hour
today's
smoke.
market,
Yeah, I mean, if you put this up against the Illusione Hoyo, which is $20, same size, right? Or very close to the same
Rather
size.
smoke this than the Hoyle.
Yeah,
No,
I 100%
no question.
agree.
I can't
Which-
remember
which-
what I can't remember what I
Yeah, Seth's always worried about getting caught on the scores.
listen,
Like,
I'm
somebody's gonna
always I
comment
don't know
and call
why
me
I
out.
don't know why I worry about people actually doing the research, given the fact if you look at
Oh, they will.
friggin'
They will. They'll
other
comment on
people.
YouTube. They'll call you a
That's why-
liar.
Well, that's why I'm like, someone's gonna dig up all my old past reviews and so forth. I'll say this, and I'm just gonna spitball this because no one's gonna actually go
You
back
gave
and
a
look at this.
quarter point more for the Hoyo.
And that was just
So,
favoritism
five,
because
five.
it's Justin. At the end of the day, thinking about I think about
Oh,
my
nice.
loyalty. I think about my loyalty, and I regret everything I did. Like, because listen, I shit on Saka, and he sends me this beautiful coffee mug, and I always defend Justin, and I'm always trying to be nice to him, and he doesn't do shit for us.
Yeah, what'd you get out of Justin?
I didn't
Did
get
we
fucking
the-
shit, dude. He
did we
lives
get
in the
those
same
cigars that
fucking
were
state.
promised?
He lives in the same state. No, he doesn't. He didn't do
There were some
shit.
cigars that
Fuck
were
this
promised.
guy.
We never.
I don't know
we
what the hell I
never-
was doing. Can
That's
we
weird.
just change those points? Can we change the points now?
Really, and to be fair, the only difference in the scoring was construction. It was just a little bit on the burn of the draw, nothing in regards to flavor.
But the thing about, I'll say this about Saka is it shows that he changes his blends up because it doesn't
Yeah.
matter which factory he does or the type of tobacco he's using. It's just my palate isn't always in line with what he's blending, but it doesn't necessarily. If he's working with Noxa or Oya, I'm always interested as to what it's going to taste like because, it's going to be something different.
I will say, to sound like a fanboy for a second, it's rare that he doesn't put something out that I don't look forward to. So that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will say, weirdly, so of course I'm a coffee nerd, and I did super enjoy the mug because I'm really easy to please.
It's a
and
good mug. It's a
and
good
nobody
mug.
sends me swag because I'm in Canada, and apparently it's whatever. But what's hilarious is so this is from Deneen Pottery. And Steve's swag game is always like, he really goes for this quality stuff, not kitschy stuff. And I was like, this mug seems really familiar to me. Like I really like it, but I feel like I've seen it before. And then I went in my cupboard, and my wife and I had brought a mug back from Seattle that we really liked, and I turned it over. And it's Deneen Pottery. It's the exact same manufacturer, and because they just have this particular style, and it's a really quality mug. Anyways, if you like coffee, Deneen Pottery makes really good stuff. Yeah, and you can tell because
It's a nice mug.
it's a nice mug.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anyway.
All right. Wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Read the real full written review on the website, developingpalace.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
SakaKhan,